Hey everyone, this is Kelly Slifka from kellystream.com. I want to give you a little tutorial on infrared and visible satellites. We use these a lot in meteorology, and you've probably seen them many times as you're watching your meteorologist on TV during the evenings or mornings. All right, first of all, I want to show you the visible satellite. I'm going to zoom in onto Texas now. There are different clouds that you're seeing on this visible satellite. Some of these dotted clouds, these are basically just some afternoon cumulus clouds that popped up. And then also off to our west toward Del Rio, you can probably see these in some of the earlier frames. That was actually some fog that developed. Now, how do I know this? And I'll tell you how I know this in just a second. Also off to the west, and just looking at these clouds coming in out of Mexico, those look like they are cirrus clouds, probably up there about 30,000 feet. So you have various levels of cloud level. Think of about 25, 30,000 feet for those cirrus clouds. You get 12 to about 15,000 feet for your mid-level clouds. And then your lower clouds, such as what we have, these cumulus clouds, the base is about 7,000 or less. And of course, these clouds can go all the way to the ground. That's basically what fog is. It's just clouds that have developed on the ground. So this is our visible satellite. Take a look at this, and I want you to compare it to an infrared satellite. Remember, a visible satellite picture is just a snapshot from above. Basically, someone up there taking a picture, and this is what we get. Infrared satellite is different. Yes, there is a sensor up there shooting down, but what it's not taking an actual picture. It's actually measuring the temperature of wherever that cloud may be, or whatever that is running into. It's called an infrared satellite. So basically what we have had, noticing the fog that was toward Del Rio, you can barely see that. Why is that? Fog is near the ground. It's basically the same temperature as the surface. So that's why fog does not show up that well on infrared satellite. Now remember, we had some of those cumulus clouds. Can barely see them either. They're not showing up because the infrared satellite is not as high of a resolution, if you will. Now cirrus, they're up there around 25 to 30,000 feet. Well, they show up really well. Why? Because it's really cold up there at 30,000 feet. In fact, our atmosphere, even though the rate of change, the rate decrease in temperature changes in the atmosphere. You think of a dry, sunny sky, the temperature drops about 5 degrees per 1,000 feet. So it drops pretty quickly as you go up into the atmosphere. Now the wet lapse rate, if you're under cloudy conditions, the wet lapse rate would be about 3 degrees. Now why is the wet lapse rate a little bit less of a dramatic change? Well, it's basically because if you have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, it holds on to the heat. So that's our little tutorial on infrared and visible satellites. This is the visible, this is the infrared. And you can notice, obviously see a difference. We need the infrared satellite because we cannot obviously take a snapshot of the clouds in the middle of the night. So that's why we need the infrared satellite. Both of them are very handy. That's my tutorial, and if you have any questions, go to kellystream.com.